doesn't announce itself. It sits back from the road, behind a fence that has been repaired in sections, its color slightly off where newer panels meet older ones. There is no reason to slow down unless you already know what it's for. Inside, the air is cool in a way that feels deliberate. Not cold, just controlled. The lights are evenly spaced, humming softly, never flickering. Each corridor looks like the one before it. Each door is the same height, the same width, the same color. Numbers are printed in black, precise, indifferent. People arrive at different times of day. Some come in the morning when the lot is still empty and the gate opens without waiting. Others come late, after work, when the sun is already low and the keypad glows brighter than it needs to. They park close or far away. They check their phone before getting out of the car. They don't stay long. Keys turn. Locks slide open. Doors roll upward with a sound that echoes longer than expected. Inside the units are objects that once had a place somewhere else. A couch with cushions wrapped in plastic. Boxes marked in thick pen. The handwriting faded from when it was written quickly. Lamps without shades. Frames without pictures. A treadmill folded into itself. Seasonal decorations stacked in bins that will not be opened this season. Some items are arranged carefully, stacked with intention. Others look as if they were set down and never revisited. There is dust on surfaces that were cleaned before they were brought here. There are blankets covering furniture that hasn't been sat on in years. The doors close again. The locks click. The corridors return to their neutral silence. These spaces are rented by the month. The price depends on size, on location, on how easily accessible the door is from the lot. Climate control costs extra. 24-hour access costs extra. Insurance is offered, just in case. The contracts renew automatically. At first, the idea is temporary, just for now, just until the move is finished, just until the house is bigger, or the office is reorganized, or the decision is made. The boxes are labeled clearly because the plan is to come back for them. Time passes without much notice. The labels remain, but the meaning behind them thins. Kitchen no longer refers to a specific room. Books no longer recalls which shelf they were on. Miscellaneous expands to include almost everything. The facility fills gradually. Units that were empty last month now hum softly behind closed doors. The office prints more access codes. Another row of doors is painted. The fence is extended by a few meters. Some people come often. They open their unit, stand inside for a while, then close it without moving anything. Others come only once a year, usually around the same date, usually to remove one box and leave the rest untouched. There are objects here that were once used every day. A desk chair with the seat worn smooth. A set of dishes wrapped individually in newspaper that mentions events already forgotten. Children's toys with missing pieces, sealed in bins to keep them clean. There are also things that were never really used. Exercise equipment assembled with care and then abandoned. Gifts still in their original packaging. Clothes with tags attached, folded neatly, preserved for a future that never arrived. The units do not judge. They do not compress or expand based on relevance. Everything inside occupies space equally. In one corridor, a man opens a door and looks at a motorcycle covered with a tarp. He lifts the corner of the fabric, checks something near the handlebar, and lowers it again. The bike does not move. It hasn't moved in a long time. In another, a woman drags out a single box, light enough to carry with one arm. She pauses to look back inside before closing the door, as if taking inventory without counting. The lock clicks. She doesn't turn around. The hallways remain straight. The lighting remains consistent. There is no background music. Outside, the seasons change in ways that barely register inside the building. The temperature stays the same. The air smells faintly of metal and cardboard. The walls absorb sound so efficiently that footsteps feel muted, even when no one else is there. Some units contain records of transitions, furniture from a marriage that ended quietly, belongings from a parent's house sorted quickly and stored without ceremony, office equipment from a business that closed without an announcement. These things were not discarded. They were deferred. The storage unit becomes a pause that stretches, a place where decisions wait without pressure. There is no deadline beyond the next billing cycle. There is no requirement to resolve anything. Over time, the cost becomes familiar. Another line item, another subscription. It blends in with utilities and streaming services, charged automatically, rarely questioned. The contents grow older. Materials age even in controlled conditions. Cardboard softens, plastic yellows, rubber stiffens. The future imagined when the items were stored becomes harder to picture. People still say, "I'll deal with it later." Later becomes less specific. The building stays open during holidays. The gate slides aside with the same motion. The corridors look the same on weekends. There is no difference between a Tuesday afternoon and a Sunday evening, except for how many cars are parked outside. Occasionally, someone clears out a unit completely. Boxes are loaded into a truck. Furniture is moved with effort and coordination. The door is left open longer than usual. When it finally closes, the space inside is empty again, the concrete floor marked with faint outlines where things once stood. That emptiness doesn't last. Another unit fills. Another set of belongings is transferred from a living space to this one. The process repeats without comment. From the outside, the building appears full but inactive. No windows, no signs of life, just rows of doors and a gate that opens when asked. The stored items do not change their status. They are not trash. They are not in use. They exist in a middle condition, preserved but untouched. Somewhere, keys are kept in drawers. Access codes are written in notes. A reminder appears once a month, then disappears. The space is paid for. The door is locked. The light inside turns off automatically after a few minutes. Nothing inside the unit knows how long it will be there. Neither does anyone else. The corridors stay quiet, waiting for the sound of a lock turning or not.